Alright, so okay, so this is unfiltered, not too much editing. I've been kind of burnt out. I kind of don't care anymore. So you might see a couple videos here and there from me that's not too many, too many edits. Unedited, un not edited as much, okay, but I will still do a little bit of editing here and there to help you guys out. Okay, so I'm waiting 15 seconds of the video so I can start cursing, because of course I always cut that out, but honestly I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm losing my mind playing this game. I played this game for 3 days straight up until 3 a.m. to get where the hell I am right now. The amount of people who have 2 brain cells in their head while doing dungeons is so many. You can't fathom the amount of people who throw dungeons for no reason. But yeah, okay, this build, okay, I will say from the start that I am not copying this build. I swear to God, I put this on my dog, and I don't even have a dog. I put this on my dog that I did not copy this build from this guy right here, okay? I saw his video a day or two after I thought of this build, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna work up towards it. But I was level 20, and I didn't have the astral braids. I didn't have nothing, right? But he already had his whole thing set up. He had the berserker gear. He had the dandelion gear. I was like, how the fuck did this guy get it? And I forgot, I have a level 70 monk account, and I was like, oh, I wasted my entire life on that account. That's why I don't have any account that has the great blades or the handles, so I had to work my ass off for this. So I am not copying this, and I did tweak it a little bit so it may seem different, okay? But basically this whole build is based off of magic, but actually converted to true damage. And what it does is that if you're in the air, you do a ton of damage, and this is great for big bosses like that fat fucking frog and the bee. All right, you do a lot of damage to those, and look at the peak damage. My goodness, 300. It's peaking 300, 350. That's crazy. And I've seen it hit 400, but that's if the crits do even more damage. But usually you'll minimize around 250 damage, which is still pretty good, and then maximize around 350, which is amazing, by the way. But yeah, basically what this build consists of is this entire set right here, the berserking set. In total, this gives you 60 each, 60, 60, 60, 100. I mean 60, 120, 180, 180 magic boost in total. And then I have the magical sticky ring, which gives me 28% magic boost, bringing it up to 208% magic boost, which is just insane. So the scaling with the blades and handles is going to be out of this world. It's going to be immense. And then we have the honey arts. Basically what this does, if I use my honey art or my weapon art, I shoot out this little honeybee, extra damage, and it slows them, so why not, right? But I mainly used it just for the magical boost. And then finally, for the rune, I have the vampiric combat roll rune. Not only will you be able to dodge, because you are a very glass cannon, I'll talk about it here in a bit, but you are also able to heal around a 1.5 HP per M1, which is insane. And that's not even accounting for the astral stars. Those also count for healing. So if you're just able to stay alive, dodge moves, you're gonna be able to sustain yourself throughout the entire boss battle. But yeah, so I'm just praying to God that this build does not get nerfed. All right, I don't think it's gonna get nerfed, because right here we got the infusions. The infusions, I have the aviator helmet, dandelion chestplate, and the aviator pants. Nobody in this game uses aviator as much as I do. I think if you use aviator, you're an actual giga chat, right? I don't think anybody came up to me and told me I use aviator armor and chest plate. Nobody has ever done that. Okay, nobody has ever done that. But if you do, amazing. But basically what that does is, of course, it gives you the carrying winds from the dandelion chest plate and the frequent flyer from the aviator armor set. What aviator does is that you deal extra damage while in the air, so you actually have to move your ligaments, you have to move your fingers, you have to press space, you have to move your fingers. And that's what this game is all about, right? Who likes a build where you stand still and you let things do it for you? Not me. All right, you might like it, but not me. All right, I like to move. And then of course, for the carrying winds, you receive and deal more knockback damage with the higher knockback you do. And also at the end of your finisher, you will always crit. That's why I'm always critting with true damage every time I M1. It's insane. But yeah, you could go full dandelion. That's what the other guy built. But I like to move my fingers. I like to do a little bit of uniqueness here and there. And I think the aviator is different. A lot of people don't use aviator anyways, like I said. But now that's my infusions. That's the armor set. Let's move on to your weapon customization. Okay, so in here, let me go ahead and show you guys what I have. I have the Starlight Greatblade. I'm not gonna explain how the fuck to get this. At this point, you guys should know how to get it. If you don't, use the Trello. I always leave it in the description. But basically, the main point of this is the magic scaling and the true damage. The magic scaling, of course, to get that extra magic boost and that magic damage. But then and that can also get converted into true damage, which could pierce through literally anything. It has no weakness, has no buffs, it's just overall great. And then over here we have the crude magic handle. Alright, the main thing that you want from this is the royal finisher and the scaling and magic boost. So of course you have the dual wielding, which is really nice, but the royal finisher is where it's at. So basically every time you finish an M1 or you finish a right click, you have the 100% chance to spawn this little magic wave, which does AoE damage and also does extra magic damage, which is just really nice every time you finish your M1s. But then of course you have 0.8 magic scaling, which could pair great with the Starlight Greatblade, and of course the 20% magic boost, so you just do a ton of damage. And then for your weapon art, you can choose whatever. I just chose the mage bomb because of course, who doesn't like shooting out a tiny little ball and then everything just dies in front of you? I love that. Anyways, that's the entire build, so go over it once again. That's the full armor set, and then for infused, that's the full infused, aviator, dandelion, aviator, and then for the weapon, astral greatblade, and then the crude handle. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys what the hell this build can do in combat. Man, get your bitch ass.